Welcome, friends. Welcome to today's Reconsider It live stream. Best live stream you're gonna see all day. Here on this live stream, you are gonna get a very nice tinkering around in the studio edition. Yes. Which means we're just gonna be hanging out informally. I'm making a new palette right now. This one is tuned to the key of C for my musician friends who like to play along. So as I build this new palette, we're just going to be hanging out. No particular structure. I may play around with the synth a little bit, or I might not. We'll see how that goes. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to be adding some new sounds. A new voice up top. No idea what that's going to be like. It's going to be really fun. But right now, we're in a warm-up phase. Just hanging out to this very barely beginning of a foundation of a beat that I made before the stream began. Got the palette started. And here in this warm-up phase, there's one action for you. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab my drink. I'm going to celebrate being here together with you. Our friends who are here with us in the live, in the chat, grab your drink. Our friends who are with us in the live, but you're not in the chat, grab your drink. And to our friends who are joining us after the stream, watching on replay, grab your drink. I'm going to count up to 3. I'm going to clink the screen. You are invited to join the rest of us as we cheers along and celebrate our togetherfulness, but it all begins, of course, on 1. That was really good. That was a very good start to it. But of course it continues, my friends, on 2, which you like and is very familiar to you. And of course, the whole experience of connecting with each other right now is forged firmly on 3. Clink. Cheers, my friends. Whew. That's good. That's really good. Please like this video. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment. Please share this video with a friend who would like it. This has been a very good warm-up phase. I feel very warm. As I say, the next step as I build this palette here is I'm going to go and create a new voice. I know that my my friends who like the 505 details, you might want to know what everything's built out of. So far, all I've got is the bass and that, you know, short loop that you're hearing on repeat. The bass is made out of what most of my basses are typically made out of. A guitar to bass, then an electric, then passed into a sustainer. Then this one I put a pan delay. I didn't turn the pan delay up too much, but you can hear it. I turn it up as it approaches the end of, I guess, every 4 bars? So that's the bass. This other sound, this other voice here, this one is a preamp stack crunch variety of preamp, fed into electric, fed into a phaser, fed into an auto harmonizer, set to a high voice. I'm not convinced that that's the position in the song where it belongs, but for now I'm going to keep it. I think it's a good voice. We'll see whether that's going to be the one that remains as a dual loop flanking the bass on either side. In any case, the time has come to move on to making a new sound, a new voice. And what am I going to do for that? I think I do want to try to make something that's more of a supporting background layer. This happened in the most recent tinkering in the studio as well. I started with something that was a little bit more foreground than I intended it to be, and I was trying to use it in the supportive layer position. So we're in familiar territory this place, or this time rather. So I guess I'll just continue with this. I'm going to start by making something out of a synth bass, which is usually what I use for the flanking layer. Layers, plural. So I'm going to start with that. And I'm going to go off the speaking mic. I'm going to go into just the instrument mode. Let's see what I got here. think the answer is yes on that. I feel like that's working pretty well. Now, will I remember to use it this way when I reuse this palette in the future? We'll see. The panning is also pretty good. I haven't gotten to doing the panning yet on this palette. But what I've inherited from the source palette is that's influencing how I create these sounds or these voices. Speaking of which, if you are interested in the 505 details, what are the 505 details for this new sound that I just made? Usually I use this one for more of like a muted background sound, not something that takes center stage. So it's a little unusual that I'm using it in that way here. It's like a horn almost. Anyway, it's built out of a synth fed into an electric, fed into an auto harmonizer, and this one I set to high voice, not unison, and then fade that into a granular delay. Volume levels are pretty good so far, I think. But I'm not too concerned with volume levels ever when I make these palettes, because that's always a dynamic thing that depends on the performance. So, this is really good. I'm making good progress here. This still is going to have to go through another round of revisions, but as I always say when I'm making these palettes, this is a version 1.0. I think this is pretty good. These sounds so far, these voices so far. I see that River X is in the place. Yeah. As is Synchrotron. Yes. Welcome. So I've got one last voice to create for this palette, which once again is tuned to the key of C. One last palette here. And once again, I don't know what it's going to be. I feel drawn to the roll. Because the roll I've inherited from this previous palette, source palette, that is. I was also thinking about the roll earlier, but I use the roll so much, I overdo it because I love it so much. In any case, I don't know what this next one's going to sound like, but I'm going to go off the vocal mic, using the mic as vocals. And I'm going to go into the mode of using the mic for the looper to make layers and stuff. And I'm going to start playing with what another voice might be for this palette. I'm going to bring in all the ones that I've already done and just kind of play around. I might have an idea or two. Let's see. think with that, once again, I'm pretty happy with the version 1.0. It's going to have to get revised, of course. But for a version 1.0, I think this is sounding pretty good. Meshing in with the other voices here. So this sound that I just added here, for those who want the 505 details, this is a distortion vocal type. So distortion fed into electric, fed into, once again, an auto harmonizer. So I made all the tracks except the bass have this auto harmonizer on them. This one I put a high voice, not just a unison, and then a gate reverb at the end of all of that. rogue layer over here. I often have that, element in my songwriting that there's this offbeat thing, which sometimes works well when there's one of them at most. But when I first wrote songs, I first tried to write songs, first composing, like every layer was an offbeat layer, all offbeat from each other. And so my old stuff is like, it's really challenging to listen to, or it can be. Not even just my old stuff. Nonetheless, currently in my songwriting, I aim to have more of like a uniform. These layers have that. I'm gonna redo this one. See if I'm still happy with it. Yeah. Alright, yeah, let me redo this one. I might even change the sound a bit. Which is a really good use of time here in this tinkering around session. Speaking mic and turn it over into the vocals in the looper mic. And I'm going to remake this layer that I just deleted, the one that's usually more of like a background supporting. It's like a brassy kind of layer. So let's see. I'm going to make it more of a team player than a maverick. That's my mission. Let's do it. So it's an improvement, I think. Much more of a team player now. That is a general one of my composition goals that or maybe techniques you could say, is looking to make the layers work nice together rather than be all mavericks going off in their own direction. And wouldn't it be cool if this layer had that solo and that layer has that solo? And look, all 17 layers have their own solos. Why does this sound so cacophonous and difficult? As opposed to all 17 layers are playing the same melody essentially, and it's this huge resonant whatever. version 1.0 standards. This is meeting the version 1.0 standards for a palette, I think. Or for the voices in a palette, which is the most time-consuming part of creating one. Now that I'm feeling pretty good with the version 1.0 standards, the time has come. The time has come to do the final couple of pieces, the little odds and ends at the end of creating a new palette. Namely, panning, starting with the drums, panning and output effects, both of which usually go pretty quickly. So what do we got here for some panning? What did I inherit from the source palette? We got the... Wow, this is actually surprising to me. The last few streams, the last few tinkering around streams where I was making new palettes, I'm surprised at how much my kick drums are panned. I thought that I had a majority of kick drums are not panned. They're center or they're just one little notch off. But I'm finding the past few, they've been more than that. Whoa. All right, well, I guess my estimation, at least at a random selection, was not matching observation. Anyway, we've got the kick here is 4% to the right. I'm turning it down. I'm making it center. Or 2% to the left. Let's put it 2% to the left. And these kick snare things were 6% to the left. I'm throwing over 8, 10% to the right. 10% to the right. So we got 2% to the left for the kicks, 10% to the right for the snare clap thing. Now we gotta pan these hi-hats and exhale. I might flip them, just like I flipped the kick and the snare. Right now, the hi-hat that I inherited from the source is on the side of the kicks, opposite the clap or snare. I think that's actually the right place for it. It's currently 28% to the left. I feel like I want to move it out more. Yeah. This is the part of stream, of course, where everybody realizes, oh, wait, this is like way, way better with headphones on. Which it is, that's true. In general, my streams are way better with headphones. These kind of headphones, by the way. Where you have, like, decent sound. There's 42% to the left. I think that went too far. 36% to the left. I think that might be okay. The snare was at 10% to the right. I'm going to move that out a little bit. 12% to the right. 14% to the right. Yeah, something nice is happening in there. Let me bring in the exhale here. Exhale is currently 14% to the right. I just threw it out to a random farther right number. I think it could work there, but I'm going to bring it in a little bit. No, I think I do want it farther. Because there's this like jagged, you know, kick, snare, hi-hats. So there's room for the exhale to be even very, 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 almost all the way panned to the right. Let's see. That's probably going too far. Yeah, that's definitely too far. But somewhat far to the right. Ooh, what's that? 46% to the right. I think that's pretty good. Again, version 1.0. So we got the kicks coming in at 2% to the left. Snare is 14 to the right. Hi-hats are 36 to the left. Exhale is 46 to the right. Pretty good. So panning is looking good on the drums. We got to get exhale on the drums. Or exhale. We got to get the output effects. There we go. Good, good. That's working now. Yeah. So my stutter effect is working well. My low pass filter effect is working well. That's 2 out of 3. These usually go pretty fast like that. And then finally, what's the last one? A delay. No, I'm gonna change off a delay. I've been overdoing it with the delay as output effect. How about a rule? That's one that I'm not really as familiar with. Normally I use the rule on making... I use the roll in making some kind of lead melody layer. But I did experiment with it in 1 or 2 palettes for the drums. I'm open to experimenting with this some more. We'll see. I'll leave it for now for version 1.0. I'm not totally sold on it, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes from there. In the meanwhile, bringing the bass in. Bass is always panned to the center, so that's good. Nothing to check there, really. Yeah, nothing to follow up on there. Bass is just the starting point. But then we have these other 2 layers that flank the bass. And we got to check the panning on those. So the left one is 34% to the left. This one here. And this to the right is 22% to the right. How does that play with my new drums? My new drum panning? I do want to move them around a little bit. Oh, wow. This is really the thing right here. Wow. This feels a bit extreme to me, but it actually is creating a lot of space in the audioscape. So I moved the left one here to 50% to the left, which is far beyond the drums. And this one to the right here is 32% to the right. Yeah, the audioscape has this like sort of bulky a little to the left while also having a little more of an extreme on the right kind of panning shape to it. Pretty cool. We still got the other 2 layers to bring in here. So we got this one. This one that's usually like brassy and shouldn't be that loud, shouldn't take up that much attention, even though it does. This layer that takes up more attention than it should. Takes up more attention than it's meant to, or draws more attention than it's meant to. Currently 62% to the left. I feel like I could bring it in a little, question mark. Wow. This would be a very big experiment if I went with this. But it kind of fits here. I brought it all the way into 18% to the left. Normally this like more solo-y layer is farthest to the left. That's why I physically position it that way. But I brought this one in. Oops. Oh, I had the wrong button on. Okay, good. There it is. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I had the wrong button. I'm like, what is this? Oh. Okay, this is now what I was experimenting with in my mind. I thought I was executing on. This layer is now tucked closer to the center. Right now I have it at 22% to the left, which is on the inside compared to this layer, which is at 56% to the left. I know I've done this in at least one other palette where I took one of the lead layers that is normally outside and I brought it inside in the panning. I've done it at least one other layer, maybe two, I don't know, but it's pretty rare. Out of my now 36, this is going to be my 36th palette. But there's also this one to do, the panning on. Looks like it was 84% that I inherited from the source. How does this play with everything else? Or bring it in a little. I brought it into 70% to the right. Continuing to bring it in little by little, closer to center, because the other layers that are on the right are not going that far. Right now, this is pretty nice here. It's at 54 right now. So again, it's got this like. The panning has this like lopsided shape to it that does balance nonetheless. That's what I usually try to go for. Something that fits that description. I think I got a good volume level here too. That solves the problem of the the brass quote-unquote layer that tries to take too much attention. It's there contributing its, what would you say, harmonics, but it's not taking up too much space. And of course, volume levels are always dynamic and vary per recording. But now we've got the output layers on the looper up top. Okay, that one's working. How about the filter? Yeah, ooh, a little different than I usually do. Whoa. Wow. There's like a little waving in the filter. The depth is a little, I guess, deeper than I normally do. I was going to tune it back, but then it lost that little wavy character. I'm going to keep it. Nice. Yeah, I like variations. The only problem is that that was inherited from the source. So I'm going to change that a little bit. There, I just exaggerated it a bit. The depth. Nice. I'm taking the resonance down a little bit too, so it's easier on the ears. That's dope. Nice. Then we got some kind of reverb thing. I think ordinary reverb is probably fine here. I'm shortening it a little bit so it's different from the source. Taking up some pre-delay, which is always my favorite. Change the density, perhaps, just for the sake of changing stuff. Okay, it's pretty good. Ordinary reverb for the win, I think. Yeah. Good. And we got a slicer on the end here. I'm gonna change that. Oh yeah. Just got a good idea. I don't know, this isn't really working. That's not bad. I put a panning delay on it. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm taking the low cut really high and the high cut up really low. I'm trying to avoid any kind of like obnoxious feedback issues. I think this is pretty good. Yeah. I extended the feedback out a little bit. Nice. Okay. Uh-huh. Nice. All right, I think that's what I'm going to go with for the output effects on that. Panning delay I went with. I see my Logify is in the house. Yes. So this is good news, my friends. This is good news. If I'm good with the output effects on this, which I am, and the panning, and the output effects on the lower looper and the panning, and I'm good with the voices, that means this palette, I believe, is constructed. The version 1.0 is constructed. So therefore, it's time to destroy everything real quick. Oh no, I was working on that for an hour. Now it's all gone. Oh no. Destroying everything real quick. Like a monk with a sand mandala. So that I can save it. Get my hard work recorded and saved. Nice. I did it. I did the double save on the other looper just to be sure in case I didn't do the first one. Now that I have this new palette, this becomes 36. Yes. That means for each of the major keys, C up through B, I now have 3 distinct palettes of sound effects and voices for that key. 36 palettes total. This is awesome. And now, just to be sure, I'm still feeling good about this palette that I just made with you today. I'm going to go and rebuild a new beat. Hooray! Let's see what this one sounds like. Once again, for my musician friends who want to play along, this one is tuned to the key of C. To formally confirm, I am still digging this new palette. Yeah. Thank you for being part of the construction of this new palette. Your influence upon this has been positive just by being an observer. Or so that's what we're told by the, very mainstream NPC version of quote-unquote quantum physics, that the observer affects their environment, or affects at least what is observed. Regardless of any of that, I know that I can feel you. I feel your influence, and it's good. We want you here. I see in the chat there's a lot of nice hardware-related discussion going on between Mylogify and Synchrotron. I like this whole world, this whole synth world. It is a very fun and rich and deep and wide world. There's so much to discover and explore and discuss and obsess over. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for bearing witness to this creation of this new palette of mine, this 36th palette of mine, which coincidentally, its ID number in my looper is also 36, coincidentally. Not because I started at 1. I started, up at 71 and down to 36. I actually started at 60 and went up to 71 and then went down from 59 down to 36. Just to be really historically accurate and precise. This way you got a lot of precision and a lot of accuracy from the historical perspective. That way you know exactly what happened in real life history here in this universe of three-dimensional matter and space, time, and all of this kind of stuff. You have all the accurate records. Every detail is perfectly accurate. Now you have it. Which I realize is very fulfilling. I hope to see you in the next live stream, my friends. My regulars know. Regulars know that these tinkering around in the studio streams, these are unscheduled. We just hang out for an hour, playing around with my sound effects, building a new palette, evolving old palettes. Recently started integrating this synthesizer, even though I didn't on today's stream. These tinkering around streams, they could be any time of day, any day of the week. If you are subscribed with notifications enabled, my friends, you can join us. There's also the second category of live streams. Loops and Chill, where we get together for an hour and we just do one song after another. We go through my palettes, now my 36 different palettes. We go through these sound palettes randomly and just make about 5 or 6 beats, sometimes more even, if we go over an hour. We do Loops and Chill every Wednesday and Saturday. Join us on Wednesday and Saturday for Loops and Chill. And until then, my friends, please have a very good rest of your day today. Please let the rest of your day today bring you an exceptional amount of blessings and benefits. Please let the rest of your day today be everything that it possibly can be. Please let all of the benefits that are available to you come into your life. And please allow yourself to accept all these benefits that are right there and ready to go and available for you in your life. Please have a very restful and rejuvenating rest of your day today. Please let the rest of your day today bring you new doors and windows into new branches of your whole life and new branches of what's possible for you in reality. Please let the rest of your day today bring to you the first step along many new journeys that enhance your life in new ways that you never imagined possible. Not just because they exceeded your imagination, but also because they are in fields and endeavors that you have not yet experienced, or you've experienced and you've forgotten about. In any case, let your whole frame of reality expand today, and I will see you in the next Reconsider It live stream.